The 2025-26 NBA season is finally here, and today I'll be predicting every major award winner from the MVP to the Defensive Player of the Year, and I'll mention a couple runner-ups for each award as well. Anything can happen during a long season, trades, injuries, drama, so nothing is for sure, but that's what makes these predictions fun at the end of the day. And if you disagree with anything I say in this video, please let me know in the comments. Now, with all that said, let's just jump right in. The first award we're going to be covering is Clutch Player of the Year. Now, for this award, it's a little bit difficult to predict compared to the other awards, as it's relatively new, only being introduced in the 2022-23 season, but the criteria the voters seem to go on seems to be a player leading the league in total points in clutch scenarios, which the league classifies as being the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter or overtime, with the score differential between both teams being 5 points or less. So, we're going to need a player that is good enough to win his team games in the clutch, but his team has to also be in that position a good amount this season. So with that, I believe the winner for the 2025-26 Clutch Player of the Year will be Stephen Curry of the Golden State Warriors. I predict Steph Curry to win his second Clutch Player of the Year award, and here's why. This Golden State team has a plethora of talent and scoring, but we all know in clutch situations, the babyface assassin is going to be the one taking most of the shots. Steph Curry has consistently been one of the best players in the clutch throughout the past couple seasons, and even though he's 37 going on 38 during the season, I believe he takes this award easily. And to push this point even further, as of recording this video, Stephen Curry just put up 42 points in an overtime win against the Denver Nuggets, including this crazy shot to tie up the game to send it to overtime.
Backcourt, you see Murray at midcourt trying to keep from getting a catch. Here's Curry, deep triple, it's good! We're tied again!
Now, the first player that I could see winning this award over Steph is definitely Jalen Brunson, as he did win it last season, and ever since joining the Knicks, he's been an incredible player in clutch moments, with New York trusting him to always take the last shots of any game. The second player is really a toss-up between like 4 different guys, but I think I'm going to have to go with Anthony Edwards, because last season he vastly improved his offensive game, leading the league in 3-point field goals made, and we all know he loves the spotlight, he loves the big pressure of big moments. He can definitely make a case for clutch player. The second award we'll be going over is Rookie of the Year. Now, the obvious pick would be to just pick the top draft pick, which would be Cooper Flagg, but sometimes the obvious pick is the right pick. I have Cooper Flagg winning the 2025-26 Rookie of the Year on a very talented Dallas Mavericks team. Cooper Flagg, he did look pretty good in Summer League, averaging over 20 points a game. Now, his preseason wasn't anything too special, and his actual NBA debut was less than stellar. But we've seen plenty of NBA superstars have shaky starts to their careers, so I don't think too much of it, and I believe he'll find his stride early into the season and really make a case for Rookie of the Year. My runner-up for Rookie of the Year is VJ Edgecombe of the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, in all honesty, I'm putting VJ at second place, purely because of his first game, where he had a ridiculous 34.7 rebound and 3 assists game, breaking Allen Iverson's franchise record for points in a debut. And with Embiid on the decline and Paul George's health being inconsistent, I do think Philly will be going forward with Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe to kind of lead them into the next team's era. The next award I'll be covering is Sixth Man of the Year. The most important requirement, I believe, for this award is being basically like a sixth starter. And obviously, the team that you're playing for, I think, has to be somewhat of a contender as well. And that's why I believe the 2025-26 Sixth Man of the Year will be Naz Reid of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Naz Reid did win this award a couple seasons ago, and throughout that time, I think he's been one of the best bench players in the league, and I can definitely see him continuing this streak. A very close runner-up I have is Peyton Pritchard. He did win this award last season, but I don't see Boston being very competitive, and I think that's going to mess up Peyton Pritchard's chances to win this award. The fourth award I'll be covering is Defensive Player of the Year, and realistically, I think there's just one option for this award. If he's healthy, Victor Wembanyama will easily win this award, no debate. And as long as Wemby meets the 65 game mark each season to win the award, he'll be a lock to win it every single year of his career, I think. As of recording this video, Wemby has only played 2 games so far this season, and he's already recorded 12 blocks, with a 9-block performance against the Pelicans recently. If Wemby does get hurt though, then I guess the next runner-up would be Evan Mobley to just repeat as DPOY, but I don't see Wemby getting hurt this season. I think he's finally going to get his first Defensive Player of the Year award. The next award I'll be covering is the Most Improved Player award. Now, this award's perception has been a little bit skewed in the past couple seasons because of some undeserving winners. Certain players will win the award when they were already at an all-star level and were already expected to take a big leap. The best example of this would be Ja Morant winning it in 2022. He did take a big leap, but he was already a 20-point per game scorer the season before he won it and was already expected to make another jump. I believe the award should be going to a player that isn't expected to take a big leap, but they still do. That's why my pick to win the Most Improved Player award is Michael Porter Jr. of the Brooklyn Nets. MPJ, along with Cam Thomas, they pretty much have all the free reins to shoot as much as they want on the Nets. MPJ already doesn't pass too much, and added on to the fact that he can basically just go ISO every other possession, I think he'll have a major season and will show out on the Nets. My runner-up for Most Improved is Amen Thompson of the Houston Rockets. He's a tenacious defender and a freak athlete, and I do think Ime Udoka is going to give him more minutes this season, but his offensive game is still too inconsistent to make him a real threat on a nightly basis. For the final award, and the award I'm sure most of you have been waiting for, is the Most Valuable Player award. For me, I don't think choosing the best player on the best team is a good way to choose the MVP, but at the same time, you do need to take a player on a solid team that puts up incredible individual stats. And I think that player winning his 4th career MVP will be Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic arguably has the best supporting cast he's ever had in his career right now, having more shooters around him and having real depth now at center with the addition of Jonas Valanciunas. And realistically, he should have won his 4th MVP last season over SGA, but I think that's a discussion for another video. My runner-up selection for this is Luka Doncic. So far this season, in just 2 games, he's already averaging a ridiculous 46 points, 11.5 rebounds, and 8.5 assists a game. And with LeBron being out until mid-November, I think Luka, he's basically just going to be on a revenge tour this season, and I think he will make his best case for MVP so far in his career. Now that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to check out my last video where I ranked the top 10 players currently in the NBA under 25 years old. If you made it this far into the video, I truly do appreciate you, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.